Good morning. Here are the Sanibel Island and Southwest Florida updates as of January 12th, 2023. Captiva Island announced their curfew has been lifted. The curfew is still in effect on Sanibel Island. The current curfew is 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. When you cross the causeway into Sanibel, there is a police checkpoint that will stop all vehicles coming into Sanibel. As long as you have a driver's license with a Sanibel address on it, you are allowed through, or if you have a hurricane pass or a hotel reservation. Otherwise, the police will turn you around to drive off the island. The city manager did report they have turned a few people away for not having a valid reason to be on the island after 9 p.m. The police department and city are evaluating weekly the need for the curfew. The police chief's new slogan is "Make a difference, make a call," meaning if you see anything suspicious, call the police department. If it turns out to be nothing, the police are not going to give you a hard time. Better safe than sorry. Concerning the curfew, in my personal opinion, Sanibel will be lifting the curfew restrictions soon. No set date, but most likely by the end of January. Again, this is just an educated guess on my part. At Tuesday's Sanibel meeting, the city manager presented a slideshow showing the daily traffic numbers from December until January 9th. There have been no significant increase in traffic in January. Actually, when compared to December days of the week, traffic has slightly decreased. I believe Dana brought up this issue for two reasons. One, residents were very concerned that opening the causeway to everyone would cause a traffic increase, which it has not. The other issue is Dana promised residents that he would reevaluate the causeway decision if there is a need. The causeway has been open for over a week and there have been no issues reported outside the scope of the normal day-to-day operations on Sanibel. Carter Golf has continued their daily operation of picking up debris. The city manager is encouraging everyone to get their storm-related debris out to the right-of-way as soon as possible. The goal is to have your debris to be out by the end of January. Crowder Golf contractor will not be picking up debris forever. Remember, the date for 100% reimbursement by FEMA has already passed. At this point, a percentage of the fee for the debris collection process is now coming out of the city's budget. It is unclear to me how much FEMA will reimburse the city at this point, or if they are at all, especially once the January 12th FEMA deadline passes. I just mention this because there are numerous homeowners who don't live on the island full-time and have not even returned to inspect their property yet. If you missed the debris removal deadline, which hasn't been said yet, but most likely will be in February, your debris can still be removed, but it will be removed by Sanibel's regular trash hauling company at the homeowner's expense. So those part-time Sanibel residents need to hurry up and get to the island, otherwise they are just going to have more homeowner expenses to try to get reimbursed by their insurance companies. Unfortunately, the city needs to set debris hauling deadlines. Otherwise, homeowners will keep pushing off cleaning up their yards. It worked for Lee County. Lee County had a couple weeks where there were barely any debris to pick up in the right-of-way. But once they announced a deadline, all of a sudden there were tons of debris in the right-of-way. Sometimes people just need a reminder with a deadline. Crowder Golf has removed over 8,000 tons of debris from the beaches. The beaches are looking pretty clean with just a couple of areas near Blind Pass that will need heavy-duty equipment to remove some of the larger debris. The beaches are open, but public access is not. So unless you have legal access to private parking, you cannot get on the beach. There is no public parking on Captiva either. Captiva's sheriff is reporting issues of day visitors making up parking spots on private property. He is asking homeowners, if possible, to put up no parking signs or chains across their driveway or posting private property signs. The majority of day visitors are from Fort Myers, and the sheriff is very surprised when they act like they had no idea they weren't allowed to make up their own parking spots. Thanks for listening.